And then as he gets later on in the book, you can kind of see George Washington. That's how his signature was later in his life. So you can kind of see this is beginning to end. So as I'm going through this book, I come across
So is this a copy of the real book, or
these are all just replicas. These are all just copies of his charts and things that he drew. I come across that one. So this happens to be Stony Point. Stony Point is kind of neat because in our collection we have these, Victory at Stony Point. And if you look in here, there's part of the battle overlooking the point. We've got this. There's a picture of Mad Anthony Wayne. And then this are the three documents. This one from General Wayne to Washington. This one from Washington to the governor. And this one from the governor saying congratulations on winning the battle. So I saw this book, and this, if you look at the time that he wrote this, 3 July 1779. The battle took place and finished 16 July 1779. So Washington, just prior to the battle, had gone out there and surveyed the land to show where all the different points and places are going to be. And then this is from Mad Anthony Wayne. Now remember this document? This is a document that says, as he writes to Washington, the fort and garrison with Colonel Johnstone are ours. Your officers and men behaved like men who were determined to be free. So it's pretty neat.
That's cool.
Mad Anthony Wayne, at the beginning of the battle, got shot in the head and it grazed him. If you look at this picture here, you can see he's got a bandage across his head. And it says here from Washington, in Washington's own handwriting, there's his signature, you can see his signature. It says, P.S. General Wayne received a slight wound in the head with a musket ball, but it did not prevent him from going on with the troops. Kind of cool, huh? So I thought that was neat, and I was like, yeah, look at that. We found some really cool piece of history hidden in this book, because I did not have a copy of Washington's survey of Stony Point. So we kept on going through the book, and I got to the very end, and I found something that was even better. So the compass that we have was the compass that was given to Washington when he was 14 years old. And it's the compass that he used. It was just a drafting compass that he used his whole life. In the very back of this book has places that are named after him, places all around the world that he would have, around America where he visited, roads that he would have traveled on, or different routes. And I get towards the very, very end, and I come across some really ornate ones that he did. We're getting there. Cities, places he would have visited in the cities. Places around the world that are named after him. Read that. You can read it out loud.
Wow. The chain compasses and scale that were drawn by George Washington when he was 14 years old.
Pretty neat, huh? So in my mind's eye, you won't be able to back this up. You won't be able to find this written in any book. But I think of Mama Washington, and George draws this of the compass and the chain and the scale down here at the very bottom, and goes, you know what? We got to get George maybe a pretty nice drafting compass for Christmas or for his birthday. And because of this image, they buy him the compass that we have in our collection. Now, you'll never be able to prove that. I'm just trying to think outside the box of what might have happened.
Or maybe he got it and he was so happy he got it, he just drew a picture of it.
It could be, but if you look at this compass, and I've held the real compass in my hand, they're a little bit different. They're not perfect. And I would think because Washington was so exact, as you can see, I mean, everything is perfect, he probably would have drawn that compass identical to the one that he would have got. So he probably would have drawn this first, and then his mom said, you know what, let's get him one, and got him the compass that he has. Kind of interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm. So he changed the American Revolution with the drawing.
Well, he was an officer, right? And so these are, if you look back here, there is...
That's the role of the officers, is to go out and say, okay, what is the battlefield going to look like? And therefore, where do we need to put our troops in order to have the advantage that they need win the battle.
Yep. So there is a chart in here.
That's what leaders do.
Where is it?
What in the world was that?
Stony Point. And George Washington.